I am finally doing my DôEN collection today. I've been putting this off for so long because this collection is always growing. They're definitely one of the fanciest places I do shop at. However, they are an ethical brand. They do lots of initiatives to empower women. You can find out a lot of information about their factories and the production process. And in general, I just feel like they are quite transparent. Nothing is mass produced. And it's one of the reasons that I have shopped with them consistently again and again over the last couple of years. So these are all of my blouses. I have 5 here on the hanger as well as the one that I'm wearing. And most of these I've gotten on Shop DôEN, if not NetSupport, and then this red one from the Real secondhand. This is their Albertine top and it's currently available. I did get mine a few seasons ago, but they relaunched it as part of a Victorian style collection recently. This is one of my favorite tops from them. I just think it's so delicate and there's just so much detail. It has a bit of a high neckline with these beautiful lace details. The sleeves have a bit of ruching on the inside, which is very sweet. And then one of my favorite designs is the back, because it has this pin tucking and then it's a little bit higher in the center. And all of these little things I feel make this top so flattering. This one is a little bit different to all the other blouses. This is not as voluminous, but it is so beautiful. I'm not sure if you can tell on camera, but most of DôEN's cotton tops are quite sheer. But the reason why I really like their cottons is actually just because it's so soft, so comfortable. There is so much attention to detail on each of the pieces, which is why I really love the brand. One important note about DôEN is that even their cotton pieces, they often recommend that you dry clean it. I just can't do that. For me, it's just too much of a hassle, not to mention expensive. So all my cotton DôEN pieces I have hand washed and they have all turned out fine. So the next top is this NetSupport Exclusive in last year's collection. So as you can see, it is a very feminine piece. There's all these pink flowers on a very lightweight gauzy cotton. My favorite thing about this top are the sleeves. So you can definitely wear it with the long sleeves, but I personally prefer, because there's an elastic, to kind of pull it up a little bit and wear it as a shorter sleeve. You can also wear it with this all the way up at the neck, with the ruffle all the way along the neckline. I wore it in Hong Kong when it was super humid and hot last year with little denim shorts, and it was such a good vacation outfit. But equally in the springtime, just kind of worn over white denim or even a white mini skirt, I feel like this makes for a really cute outfit. And if you're interested in this style, I'll try to see if I can stalk down some secondhand versions, and if not, this is a style that I've seen them do in quite a few past seasons, so I can only assume that it will come back in the future as well. The next 3 blouses I'm showing are kind of similar in style, and I think it's DôEN's most famous style that they're known for. So this is one of them. This is the rose top, and then it's a little bit similar to the Jane, which I'll show you in a second. It's very voluminous through the body, and you have these big balloon sleeves. I think it's a DôEN classic. I don't want to say it's a classic itself, but it's a DôEN classic. And I just feel like this is one of my most worn tops. Instead of being that super lightweight gauzy cotton, this is very opaque, and the material is a little bit stiffer, almost like a cotton poplin shirt material. If you don't like the gauzy cottons and how sheer it is, I would recommend you waiting for a fabric like this one, where it's much more like a shirt material, so a little bit more structured, as you can probably tell just by me wearing it. It's all a little bit stiffer, which if you like the shape of, it's great. Because this is a dark floral, I just love to wear this, especially in the autumn and winter periods. I just find that I can layer on the inside like thermals, wear this over the top, and then just chuck on a coat to have a more playful winter outfit. I think if you're just getting into the brand, this is the style that I would recommend to you, either this rose style or the Jane blouse, because it's such a classic of the brand, and because it's quite a comfortable, easy to wear style, I feel like you can't go too wrong. This next top I think is quite similar in cut to this one, but the material is very different, so it ends up having a different look. We're back to that like gauzy cotton material that I keep talking about. So this is quite sheer and see-through. I think the sleeves are a little bit longer than the rose top, and in the body that it looks like there's a lot more material, but it doesn't necessarily feel too much more voluminous than that one because the cotton is not as structured. When I've worn it in the past, I have always tucked it in. I don't think you have to, but because there's a lot more material than some of the other tops I've shown you today, I think I do prefer the look of it a little bit more tucked in. I think it's a bit more flattering. This top instantly just makes me feel a lot more pretty and like put together, and I honestly just want all my clothes to make me feel that way. This is their most famous Jane blouse, which they release every single season. It is by far, I think, the most classic, most famous piece in their collection. I think compared to like the last two styles, I like that the wrist cinches in and there's like a little button, so it doesn't fall onto your hands, which I know is such a small thing, but for me it's really important to not look like the top is overwhelming. I like how voluminous it is. I think it falls somewhere between the last two I showed you. It's not as voluminous as the green one. It's a little bit more voluminous than the black floral. So it just kind of is a really good middle point. I feel terrible for saying this, but my favorite thing about this top is the fabric. Because this is like an older collection that I got secondhand, so they don't make this exact fabric anymore. You might be able to find it secondhand like I did. I'm absolutely obsessed with the red color as well as the print on it. I just think this combination is something that I will never get sick of. I could wear it so many times and just still feel like this top is beautiful. If you want to kind of look into DÔEN and try and get it on, like, of course, like a lower price than what they're selling for on their website, I think the RealReal is a good place to check out. However, I don't find them to be super cheap. I think you have to wait until the RealReal does like a further 30 or 40% off the original price that it was listed for, then buy it. So this top I purchased for 150 Australian dollars, which is probably about 100 US dollars, which I thought was a pretty good deal. But honestly, if I had paid the original price, which is 30% more, I wouldn't have thought so. So this is my next DôEN blouse, and this is another 100% cotton top, but it's not as light and gauzy as the other ones. This one has like a thicker texture. I really love this print. I think it's so unexpected. I've never seen like a plaid in this colorway. I generally pull this piece out more on like vacations, holidays, weekends. I definitely wouldn't wear this around like work or anything like that. I do love DôEN plaid. They have a lot of plaid in their current collection, and it's like very reminiscent of like the Austin time because it was like a fabric they tended to use then, which I just think is so cool. I love this piece. It's such a beautiful one, and I'm just excited to be able to style it in more ways, especially when I'm away and on holiday. I find that having the option to pull up sleeves makes the top feel a lot more relaxed and wearable. And I honestly feel like some of the DôEN pieces are just not relaxed. There's a lot of detail going on, there's a lot of things happening. It's nice to kind of contrast it by making it look a bit more effortless. I have a total of 4 dresses I want to show you, but one of these dresses I recently ordered and I've actually decided to send back. But I thought while I had it, I would just show you what it looks like on. So 3 dresses here, and then the DôEN Charleston, which I've just put back there. And okay, let's try these all on. So the first dress I have to share with you is this Levi's nightgown. And this is not the current Levi's on their website, this is from last year. And it's, I believe, made from a slightly more opaque material than the current one. Even though it's actually still not opaque, even when I wear like nude inside, I definitely still feel like it's a little bit sheer. This is a nightgown which can also be worn as a dress. As much as I do think this is a really beautiful piece, it definitely is one of those things where it's a little bit too casual for like dressier events, and it's a little bit too dressy for super casual events. The time that I do tend to wear this a lot is once again when I'm on holiday. I would like to get a little bit more wear out of this, and in the next kind of period, if I don't, I do think I'll be selling this on either Depop or on one of the secondhand DôEN pages. I do want to give it one last shot though. This next dress is like a plaid material, another soft cotton material, very gauzy. This top actually reminds me a little bit of the blue Albertine, obviously in a very different colorway, but with the buttons around the neckline and then also the ruching on the sleeves. This is definitely a dress that I reach for quite often actually last year, especially in the autumn-winter period. So come autumn this year again, I'm sure I'll be wearing it a lot more. As you can see, it has lots of little details on the neckline area. It has the same buttons as the Albertine, and actually one came off the other day so I had to sew it back, but it's all good now, and the same cute ruching on the sleeves. This is another piece that's 100% cotton and dry clean only. However, I've actually washed this countless times. It's perfectly fine. It's absolutely as soft as it was, and yeah, no problems whatsoever. However, I can't guarantee that this is for all of the pieces. Just everything that I've had, this has been okay for. So this is a recent dress I ordered off NetSupport. I decided I'll try it out, but unfortunately I have decided I am going to send it back. I don't know if it's the neckline or if it's the print, but I just don't find this dress to be very versatile. I'm sure if I had it I would wear it, but because DôEN is quite pricey, I just can't justify spending as much as this is to keep a dress that I kind of like. If you're looking for a lovely dress and you actually really like this print and it like speaks to you more than it does to me, then I do think this is a very sweet style. The fabric feels beautiful. It's a thicker cotton. It's thicker than like all the cotton materials I've shown you today. I definitely feel like this is better for like a fall or like a spring transitional like piece because of that heavier cotton texture. I wouldn't wear this in the summer. I don't think I'll survive in Australia wearing this in the summer. So yeah, I wanted to show you what it will look like styled up, but unfortunately we'll be saying goodbye to this one. This is a DôEN Charleston dress, which I've spoken about endlessly since I've gotten it. I think this is my most special DôEN dress, honestly. Everything from the style of it to the fabric just feels incredibly beautiful and special. And I do like my other two DôEN dresses, but I don't feel like those two really like stand out as much as this dress does, or as much as their blouses do for me. Unlike the other ones, this is not 100% cotton. This is 52% cotton and 48% viscose. I just think the cut of this dress is really flattering. So it is a maxi length dress. I obviously did get mine taken up a few centimeters, which I mentioned in my last video. But I just feel like with the deep V-neck, the longer length, and the fact that it kind of really accentuates in at the waist, this just makes for a very flattering dress. To finish things off, I wanted to talk to you about my two pairs of Mary Janes from DôEN. Their most famous styles would be these like velvet Mary Janes, and I have mine in just a simple black color. They are a leather on the inside, and then they're a velvet on the outside. And then they have a leather sole. First thing first is I have been surprised by the durability of these as well as the comfort. So I'm normally about a 37. I did get these in a 37.5, so I sized half a size up for these because I do have slightly wider feet. And these are super comfortable and they fit really well on me. Everything just was incredibly comfortable from day one. Of course, if I went to get like a rubber sole put on, I'm sure the sole will last much longer. I haven't had a chance to do that, but it's probably something I should do just to keep the shoe for longer. So if I was to do it again, I would love to have gotten these in one of their really fun colors. They currently do this in like a yellow, in this really like nice deep blue. And because it's a velvet shoe, I feel like those colors are just so stunning with the velvet texture. I do have the color DôEN shoes on my wish list. I would love the yellow pair. I just think they look so good. But yeah. And then shoe number 2, these Mary Janes. They're also in a black, in like a patent leather. And these ones I love in the black color. I think they suit the shoe very well. Okay, so in the catalog, they mostly showed the silver pair. The silver one is stunning, like it's a bit more special. But these I feel like are a bit more classic for my lifestyle, and I wanted to wear these to work. Like a round almond toe, which is very sweet, very classic. A very dainty strap, which I like. I prefer the dainty strap to like a chunkier one. I think the dainty one's really sweet. And the heel is also quite like a delicate looking block heel. It's kind of like a little bit tapered. It's like a 5 centimeter heel, or maybe like 2 inches. So it's still quite a substantial heel. And I got the same size, 37.5, and they fit well. These are very versatile, so they actually look really nice with like a suit, but at the same time they look really cute with like a DôEN dress. So a very classic style, and I do really think that it matches any occasion. I hope this DôEN collection was interesting and helpful for you guys. I've gotten so many requests on my DôEN collection, so you guys out there must be fans as well. I will be linking the real reel down below, and I'll be doing a bit of a blog post showing my favorite DôEN pieces on the real reel, and I will be linking to quite a few Instagram pages where you can buy DôEN secondhand. The pre-love market is so good for picking up DôEN because it is a bit cheaper, but also they just have so many more styles from past collections that are beautiful as well. Please like this video if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe for a new video every single Thursday, and I'll see you next week. Bye!